Hello y'all, how y'all doing this morning? This is Todd from Reap What You Sow. This morning I'm going to be dispatching rabbits. I've done dispatched them, I'm bringing them in here now and fixing to clean them, go through the processing of them. If this bothers you, don't watch this film because it's not bloody, it's just actually going through the process of processing them. I'm going to clean them up and get them ready to pack up. So stay tuned. Like I said, if you don't want to see this, turn it off. Bye. Kind of show y'all around a little bit. You can tell I do woodwork, metal work, all my butchering. I do everything in this shop. So you see all kind of different stuff in here. I just come in here this morning and I cleaned it all out. I just washed the floor out. And my wife always says I got a bunch of junk in here. This is my junk, and I use this junk in here. Every time I need something, I come in here and get it. That's how I've got it. This is not a very big shop, but this is all I got. Now I'm gonna walk over here and show you my cooler. All right, this is an actual cooler. Let's see, here we go. This is where I hang my meat at. I've got it on right now, checking it out. All right, it's 44 right now. You can watch that temperature. Last time I opened it up, it was 28. It's going through its cycle to where it doesn't freeze up. That is what you call a CoolBot on that wall. All right, y'all, what that actually is a regular air conditioner in there. You take the sensors out of there, you take the thermostat in the front, and this CoolBot has got a heater on it. This heater hooks to the CoolBot, and I'll show y'all more about this later. But what it does is that little computer lies to this air condition and says it's not putting out, because your regular air conditioner will drop down to 60 degrees and that's it. This thing here will drop it down to whatever you want. I got it set at 35 degrees and I'll hold it at 35 degrees. And it'll vary between 29 and 45, just depends on if the machine is on or not. And I just turned it on. That's why the numbers are going up high. It's got to cool everything off in there. Before I butcher and put something in there, I let it run for a full day and make sure everything is working good. I come in there and I bleach the inside out and rinse it out. But all I do is just hang my meat in there and chill it. And you can't beat a system like this. This is it's a very, very old cedar 6x6 cooler. But with this air conditioner in the bottom, it's so much cheaper, so much easier. I don't have to get a Freon guy to come out here to fill it up. The little CoolBot was right at $400, and I've had it probably 7 or 8 years now. It's very good. All it is a little computer chip that lies to the air conditioner. It works great. But I was just checking it out because it won't be too much longer. I'm figuring probably within the next month I'm gonna butcher that cow. And I set that hog trap yesterday, and I went and checked it this morning. There wasn't nothing in it this morning. So they get another day on that. You know, I'm trying to get me a little sow, or I've got some bar hogs in there already. If I catch one of them bar hogs, I'm gonna go ahead and process it out. And I'll cut the best part of the meats out of it, the pork chops. I'll save a few of them. My wife, she can't eat much pork, so I got to be careful with my pork. I'll cut just a little bit of that out, and the rest, I'm going to grind it up and have it ready for when I do my cow, because I'm going to mix my beef and my pork together and make some sausage. That's the way I like mine. Either. All right, y'all, how y'all doing today? I'm fixing to go through the process of processing this rabbit. I do mine a little bit different than everybody else. If you notice, I got the rabbit hanging with the head up. The reason why I do that is because it's easier for me to clean. All the waste goes right out the bottom. And I'll explain to you as I go. First thing I did, I'm gonna wet this rabbit down. And what that does is keeps the hair down. The main thing when you're cleaning these rabbits is try to keep that hair off of the rabbit. I also have another bucket right here on the side that is full of water. Right up underneath this rabbit, I've got another bucket for the waste. I've got the ice chest sitting on top of the cleaning station. To the right hand side over here, I got a table with my sink. All this has been, I've got some bleach rags. They're actually Clorox rags, and I wiped everything down that's going to be touching stuff. Just make sure it's clean. I got these little scissors here. They're a game scissors for bones. Guys, these things here are awesome. They work so good. What I do is I cut the feet off right at the joints. Cut all 4 of them off right at the joints. These scissors just cut right through it. All right, see how I got a little bit of hair on there? I'm gonna rinse all that off. All right, I start way up here on the neck, almost at the head, and just barely cut the skin. You want to make sure you don't want to cut very deep, because when you go to pull this hide off, you'll pull it all the way off, then you got a mess. I take mine and I rip it right down the back, just a little ways. Makes it a little easier to start. Rinse off again. Try to keep all that hair out that you can. You notice it just pulls off really easy. These are real young rabbits. If you notice, I keep one hand on the skin and one on the meat, and that way you're not getting your hair on there. Just pop them out. You notice the feet just come right on out. And I hold up a little bit right here. I don't pull it all the way out. Okay, when I get down right here, I cut down a little bit. And the tail that's going to be right there, that tail is still connected. Just pop it off with your knife. Put your hand in there, just keep pulling it all the way down. And that's it, it comes straight off. I'm gonna rinse my hands again. All right, I don't know if you can see this good. Right up underneath your breastplate. Your guts are down here. You don't have to worry about cutting into your guts. You take your knife and stick right up under that breastplate and you cut up. See how the waste is coming out the bottom? It's not getting on your meat at all. You cut that breastplate, and I'll come right here on the throat, and I'll cut just a little bit. You're cutting that windpipe out. That way you have nothing holding back on you. Okay, I take my fingers and put in here, so I don't cut down in the guts. You cut down in the guts, you got a mess. Okay, once I get it right there, just barely cut, you can actually just rip it with your hands. I'll reach up in the cavity, make sure I got that softness out. Everything will come down. And I'll hold up on it a little bit. All right, once I get it down right there, there's some skin on each side. It's actually your belly skin. I let that go with it. Cut both sides of it. See how everything just goes out the bottom? I'll take my knife, stick it right down through the center, and cut out. Just pull out a little bit. Now you catch your tail and you cut on both sides through this hole that you put in the center. Everything goes out the bottom. Pop that open a little bit. All right, I'm gonna take it over here to the sink. When it stiffens up, if you take and freeze it thin, your meat is gonna be tough. If you let it go and relax back, and then you freeze it, your meat is a lot better. All right, y'all, I got y'all hanging over my sink right now. See right here, I cut on both sides and took this flap off. This is what it looks like on the inside. I haven't cleaned it yet. See all this little excess meat and different junk in here? Take and cut all that out. Any of this excess skin and fat right here that's hanging, I'll cut all that off. My dogs are sitting back there waiting on it. Just rinse it out. Usually get pretty rough with this. I'm trying to keep it off the camera. All right, I'll take it from there. Get this camera, I got it hanging up above my sink. I'll take it from there and I'll put it in the ice chest, which is right here. And then I'll take and put it in ice water, let it sit there a little while, probably about 4 hours. And then that meat will go through a stage. What it'll do is it'll stiffen up. And after it stiffens up, you do not want to freeze it thin. You want to wait. I'll let it about 4 hours and I'll take it out of that water and it gets all the blood out of it. And then I'll take the meat and put it in the ice box overnight. And the next day is when you get ready to put it up. And what that does is if you put it in the freezer while it's going through that stage, if it's actually metamorphosis, I believe they call it. I don't know how to say that. Well, anyway, what it does is when it stiffens up, if you take and freeze it thin, your meat is going to be tough. If you let it go and relax back and then you freeze it, your meat is a lot better. All right, y'all, that's all I got. I just did, I don't know, 7 or 8 rabbits in just a few minutes. Talk to y'all later. God bless. Bye-bye.